What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in for video number 2. This time with much improved audio quality. Figured out last time that for some reason Apple doesn't like AirPods working with the camera app by default, so had to download a third-party app, but I'm good to go now. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and watching my second video, me actually speaking, and hopefully people will be able to hear my truth this time. Um, yeah, so we're just gonna go out on a walk again, out in nature, and just feel what it is to be alive. So audio is still gonna be a little choppy, just because it's windy out. But in this video, I just wanted to talk about my awakening journey, how it came to be. Um, Mine was actually sacred plant medicine induced. Um, I know for a lot of people that's scary, that that people can, I don't know, fast forward, that there are monks who will spend their whole life meditating and trying to reach this state of true bliss and enlightenment and that collective consciousness, collective unconscious, really. But yeah, for me, it was a cheat code induced. I tried psilocybin and found profound healing of a lot of childhood trauma that I went through. And I'd been through the pharmaceutical bullshit. I'd been medicated by a system, by a broken system that traumatizes people, causes people to be injured, and then medicates those people in ways that do not actually heal the soul. All they do is alleviate symptoms. I remember going to psychiatrists my whole life and just, for me, I wanted a label, but I never seemed to get one. It was always just, well, what are the symptoms? What's going on? Is it anxiety? Is it depression? And they would medicate based on whatever I was feeling, which maybe I was meant to feel what I was feeling. It's just that I didn't know how to process it. And for me, it took, look at that sun, hold on. Look at the sun shining down. Like I said in that last video, there are just these divine moments you get when you're speaking your truth and expressing yourself. Um, but yeah, for me, no amount of therapy, no amount of trying to get to the bottom of my pains was able to do it. For me, it was a leap of faith. It was eating a mushroom that helped me to get in touch with that darkness, because that's honestly what it was. It's that I had to go into the darkness of my soul to essentially just allow the dark night of my soul to come to pass. And yeah, so it was actually kind of funny because the people that I was hanging around with, they liked the psychedelics for the rave aspect of it, the fun of it. And for me, I was just going into it in this very spiritual way where it was opening things up for me and healing broken things inside of me. And perhaps at one point it did that for them too, but then it seemed to just become a recreational thing, and I couldn't get behind that. I do believe there's a place for sacred plant medicine, and it was a big part of my journey. Like I said, the mushrooms, the psilocybin, also dimethyltryptamine was a big part of my awakening. And I've actually been finding out a lot about that just in my own research and studying, and recently stumbled upon its connection, the DMT, to Osiris and the star system of Orion, and the relationship between all of it, the third eye activation, the birth, death, rebirth experience. And it's been really cool. I'll definitely be talking more about that as I learn more about it myself. So yeah, started with eating a mushroom. I'm sure that's many people's awakening journey too, because it is divine. It's something that was put here, placed here on this planet to make us aware of our consciousness, because it almost puts you in that state of the collective unconscious, and you're able to reflect upon yourself in all of it. That ego dissolution is profound. I experienced that actually um, with 5 grams total darkness mushroom ingestion. So the idea is Terence McKenna studied mushrooms and psilocybin, DMT. He was a big psychedelic guy, but more for the spiritual healing properties of it and what we could gain from it, what you do when you integrate the information and not just have the experience, but bring that experience back to reality and figure out how it all fits together, how the puzzle pieces all play, how the seen and the unseen operate in perfect harmony. And that's why we're able to have the moment that we're in, because there's a lot of unconscious thought that goes into this moment that we're experiencing, that we're living in. And it feels like, for me, the psychedelics open that up, and you're more in that world than you are in this one. And I'm sure for a lot of people, it's just another means of escapism, to get away from this, to get away from the pain. Oh, I just saw a cardinal. Good sign. That means there's a spirit with me. 2 cardinals, a pair. Yeah, so it's just amazing to me that this medicine has been here on this planet since we've been here, and that the government just suppresses it, that they keep it from us, that there was a war on drugs, but don't talk about that anymore because there was never really a war. I was just watching Cat Williams last night. He's one of my idols, and he said that what ended, the drugs or the war, because basically nothing's ended. We're still in war. There's still plenty of drugs, more so than ever. So the fact that the government just blinds us with these lies, with these delusions, essentially, these things that aren't actually even real, but they program into us feelings and fears, so much fear-based. And for me, the psychedelics also allowed me to see that, especially DMT. Um, just realize the complexity and the structure of this world, and it's not what you see on TV. It's not what the government tries to teach you in schools. It's not any of that. It's geometry and numbers. And Nikola Tesla was right when he said, when you understand 3, 6, and 9, you unlock the secrets of the universe, and you understand things because you realize that it's all pattern. And what we're experiencing is just extremely elaborate coding that gives us this organic life. But this organic life is precious. And the fact that we keep trying to go towards the inorganic, the fact that as a society, it's like we don't want to exist. We want to integrate with AI. We want to become a machine. I can't get behind that. It doesn't feel authentic to the soul. It doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. So, yeah, just agendas that I'm not behind, darker agendas that are here to enslave humanity, that are here to keep us trapped. But we're not meant to be trapped here, we're meant to experience here. And just like a psychedelic experience, integrate that into who we actually are, which is not this avatar, it's a higher dimensional being that chose to step down into a lower density to experience itself. Is that we're all the broken pieces of God putting ourselves back together. I've always loved the phrase, we're just walking each other home, because it's true. We're just all stars that have fallen onto this planet. We're hybridized. We're all mixed the fuck up now. To claim anybody is sovereign or divine is just foolishness, because we're all hybrids. So accepting that is part of it. And yeah, I've explored some of my starseed heritage. I believe a lot of it goes with the Pleiadians. I have a very strong connection with them. It seems like every night when I look up, Pleiades, and that was even before my awakening. I was always just drawn to this little structure, little constellation of the 7 stars up in the sky. So yeah, just out here in nature, sharing my truth, sharing my journey, sharing what got me to where I am today. And just loving life for all that it is, because it is very precious. We get so busy that we forget to just be, to exist, to realize that everything is here for us. I so often just breathe into that heart chakra. Just keep breathing into it. Whenever there's any feeling that comes up, you can just breathe into the heart, and everything feels okay. Even if but for a moment, everything feels okay. Everything is aligned, is perfect. Because every moment is a gift and it's perfect. Even when it hurts, maybe even more so when it hurts, because that's when the growth is going to happen. When we go through the pain and then we're able to heal from it, we're able to heal others. So it's almost as if the darkness is what gives us the ability to have such a strong light, such a strong power to heal others, to make a difference in others' lives, to touch their life, to change their life. Even if by things that we're not even aware of, just being nice to somebody in a grocery store. You can change their entire day, you could change their week just by being you, just by existing, just by embracing the aspect of living authentically in your soul. I have so many moments with people now that I'm awakened where it's just, I can feel what's actually going on in these little interactions with people where you share a laugh or you share a smile, but it's so profound and so meaningful that you're actually shifting somebody's entire timeline. You're actually putting them on a path to embracing their own higher self, to waking them up. And it's beautiful. And I just love the journey. I love learning. I love experiencing. I love being the observer, not just the character anymore. Theater has always been a very strong passion of mine. Actually, when I went to college, got a scholarship for theater and studied that for a couple of years before I decided to take education. And I did teach for 2 years. I taught special education in a high school. And it was hard. It wasn't easy. And they say burnout for special education is 3 years. Um, I taught for 2, so it just goes to show that it's hard. It's not an easy profession. It's not an easy career. And the most warm-hearted and kind people are the ones that enter that profession. And it's sad because some of them get so discouraged being in it. And I've watched that happen. So yeah, I definitely have a mission tied to disabilities, to speaking up for those who can, to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves, to showing the world that people with disabilities are no different. In many ways, they're more in touch with who they are, their authentic soul, than the blind. The blind people who just walk around, the zombies, the NPCs, the ones who just are happy being slaves. They enjoy this type of humanity, this type of evolution of technology where they become the slaves. Whereas there are some of us who are older souls and we know that this is just not how it's supposed to go. This is not how it's supposed to be in the divine order. And we're here to put an end to it. The sun is just shining. I've got a piece of amethyst I'll show you that I keep attached to this camera to just remind me of where we are, that we're in the 7th ray of healing, that the Archangel Zadkiel is with me. He's one of the angels I work with. He's actually one that revealed himself to me, which was pretty cool. In a sound healing journey, then I asked who the spirit was that I was feeling. Just heard this almost creepy whisper in my ear, Zadkiel. But after studying him and learning about him, he's not creepy, and whatever reason he sounded like that to me at that time was just how it was. It wasn't meaningful. I actually found that a lot in my psychedelic experiences, is that I would hear this distorted voice, some people claim that it's the mushroom speaking, which it could be. I would not deny that at all. But it's this very almost demonic, what Hollywood has showed us to be a demonic sounding voice, very grumbled and down, but it's not scary. And once you understand that fear is just a fucking lie, it's a huge fucking lie. To be afraid is just, that's not real. We're not meant to be afraid. We're not meant to exist in any type of fear. I mean, really, if we're with a tiger and we're not afraid, is it going to attack us? I would say the majority of the time, no. It's that fear would be felt by the tiger and would then be the reason why it would attack you. Animals pick up on our fear, and if we're in a state of fear, they'll pick up on it, and it's going to change their energy. It's all just energy in motion. So if we have the emotion of fear, of being afraid, it's almost like we're opening ourselves up to be attacked, and not just by tigers, by any type of force, by any type of negative energy, because we're vibrating in a low energy, in fear. And I just want to help raise this world out of the fear mentality, out of what's been programmed, what's been learned, to help people unlearn like I've done. Osho is a idol of mine, so I follow a lot of his teachings. And Osho is an Indian mystic who basically just helps people unlearn religion, because the religions have us all fucked up believing these various different half-truths, not even half-truth, just tiny bits of truth mixed in with a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of lies, and it's really just unlearning. It's unlearning what we were taught, unlearning what we geographically may know, and seeing that we're all just the same species. We're all human. We're all made up of different things that make us human, but we're all human. And understanding that has just helped me in huge, huge ways of how I see the world, how I see everybody around me, how I interact with people, how I interact with myself. So yeah, uh, I'm just so happy to be doing this. I'm so happy for the people who have inspired me, that continue to inspire me to do this, the YouTubers that I follow. And I'm going to dedicate a whole video to just talking about them and who they are, what they've done for me on my journey, how they've helped me speak my truth, because it's amazing how we can inspire one another, how we can provide hope, provide healing, learning, unlearning, just to be able to understand and understand the complexities of this universe and why we're here, because we all just want to know why we're here. At least most of us should want to know why we're here. If you don't want to know why you're here, you've probably accepted being a slave to here, and you need to rethink that, because it's not going to work out in the end. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for walking with me. Thanks for letting me do this, for letting me speak my truth and share who I am. Peace. Sorry, guys. It was pretty cold out, so I was trying to get back to the car rather quickly. But there is more that I wanted to say just on my awakening journey. It wasn't just sacred plant medicine, it was very much a tribal outreach too that led me to my awakening. And that was through this event called Karma Fest that has been going on for 16 years. This will be the 16th year of it. And it's an event that I knew nothing about. So let me start there. When I first saw the brochure for it, I was at work and just happened to be walking through the break room quickly. I walk quickly at work and everywhere in life, really. I'm just a very fast walker. But walking quickly through the break room, I looked over, and this was after sacred plant medicine. This was after the DMT and the mushrooms. And what caught me on the flyer for Karma Fest was the Om symbol. And I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing in this incarnation about what the Om symbol means, anything about it, just, but it caught me and just grabbed me, and I was like, whoa, what is that symbol? So I picked up the flyer and saw Karma Fest, read um, all the events that were going to be happening there. It was a lot of stuff I was unfamiliar with, a lot of crystals vendors and tarot reading and psychics and mediums and just health food stuff that I was not familiar with, that I was not living in. But I was drawn to it, and the event was only about an hour and a half from where I live, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go. And I did, and when I got there, it felt so much like home that there's nothing else that I experience that feels more like home than when I'm actually doing the Karma Fest events. And um, so Karma Fest itself is just the name of what we do. It's a coming together of like-minded people, of spiritually minded people, of non-judgment, of basically just anything, any authentic soul living an authentic soul purpose is part of this event. And it's vendors, it's a core community of people, and my involvement with it has just changed my life. It's my tribe, it's my home, And for me, that is a huge part of my journey, is that I have a community, and I'm very fortunate. I watch videos of people who didn't have that, and I couldn't imagine just how lost, how lonely you could feel not having people like-minded, just walking through the same stuff, the same awakening processes as we are, as I am. So I'm just very thankful for that community and that group, and I'm very involved with it now. And actually, at this last Karma Fest, performed sound healing for the first time, and that was very interesting, but also just so rewarding. It was so nice to be able to touch people in the way that I was, through using crystal singing bells, through sound and frequency and vibration and energy, to be able to touch people and heal them and help them awaken, help them understand the the truth of all of this that we're existing in, this world, this human body, this experience. That's what it is. We're here to experience all of it, and we are together. And I just love being a part of that. I love being alive. I love doing what feels right to me, even if it is scary, even if it doesn't feel right to the ego. It feels right to the soul, and that's all that matters. When you live from your soul, you never have to worry. You never have to fear. You never have to doubt. You never have to. There's nothing. It's being in this moment, in this present moment, right now, and learning how to exist in this moment for prolonged periods of time, forever, to be able to just remain in the moment, to not get distracted, to not let your thoughts take you, but to just be here. It's an art, it's breath work, pranayama. It's beautiful, and I'm just happy that I get this experience. So thanks for listening.